Hi everybody, thanks for checking out our channel. I am Rob.
And I'm Dave.
And we just got out of seeing the new Thor movie, Thor: The Dark World. And as you know, this is a sequel to the first Thor movie. It stars Chris Hemsworth as Thor on Asgard. And of course it also features Natalie Portman as his love interest, Jane Foster. Basically, this movie has been doing pretty well at the box office. It was actually released a couple weeks ago worldwide, and now here in the U.S. we finally got it, and we're going to go ahead and share our thoughts with you on this movie. Dave, I thought this movie was a lot better than the first one. Yeah. I thought it was much better because, for one thing, I thought it was much better directed. I mean, Kenneth Branagh directed the first one, and he's more of a Shakespearean actor-director, and one of the problems I had with the first one was I thought that everybody, for the most part, was very theatrical, over the top sort of thing. This one, Alan Taylor, who directed this movie, mostly directs TV stuff like Game of Thrones, and I thought he did a better job with directing the actors in the sense that the acting was a little bit more subtle and taken back. Because I think that was needed for many scenes here. For one thing, it was better directed, and I thought the story structure was much better. A problem that I had with the first Thor movie was some scenes kind of felt rushed. I mean, you did get some nice amusing bits in the first one, like Thor being a fish out of water and trying to adapt to a few things here and there.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it was just put together much better than the first one.
Yeah, I agree. This definitely was better than the first one, and it's like the acting was so much better, and the fight sequences and everything overall were like outstanding. I mean, you can't. I mean, there's CGI, but you sometimes can't even tell about the CGI. That's how good it was and everything.
I thought there was a lot more in the first one. Like this one, the sets feel like they're real. They might have been, but I thought that in the first one there was a lot more CGI-based sets, which is what a lot of films unfortunately use. Having a more realistic sets, like at the castle that Thor lives in, I thought really made me feel more like I was there. And like I said, having actors actually do the fights was pretty good, and I like that villain, which are these dark elves, I think they're called. They were actors in makeup, and one of the complaints I had with some movies, like the movie R.I.P.D., is that some of the characters were computer animated, and I argued that it would be nice if they would go back and do actors in makeup, and they did with this one, and I think it made a big difference.
Yeah, it was more like, it was like Star Wars, where they used like pretty much all real people or whatnot. So.
Yeah, well, speaking of Star Wars, one of the problems that I had with this movie is the dark elves have these guns, and some of the elves wear these masks. It's like I'm watching Lord of the Rings stormtroopers. It kind of took me out of it because in the first film they they used a lot of old ancient weapons like archers and swords, and having these laser guns. It took me a long time to really get into it and see it kind of go into this world, because I felt like it was out of place. Another problem I had with it, I think that what the film was trying to go is, I think Anthony Hopkins, who plays, the king, Thor's dad, is trying to get his son to take his place, Thor, and I felt like that theme didn't get explored enough. I think by the time we got to the end, when Thor has given thought about what he wants to do with his life, I felt like it kind of got lost a little bit in the middle of the film.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed this movie. It's got some humor. The action scenes are really good. I was really entertained with this movie, so I would definitely say this is a good movie to catch in theaters.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. This was like really entertaining. Most of these like action movies based on comic books are getting like boring, but this was like really different, worth it, and everything.
Yeah, and I felt really invested with the characters. Loki's back. Jane Foster, Natalie Portman's character's back. I really also like that Kat Dennings, who plays Darcy, the assistant intern to Natalie Portman's character, she gets much more to do here than I thought she had in the first one. So I thought she was funny. I thought she added a nice touch to everything. So overall, I think that this was a very fun, entertaining movie.
And Eccleston too. He plays that villain, the bad guy, and everything. I was surprised to see him.
Yeah, Chris Eccleston. Yeah, people might know as the ninth Doctor Who.
Yeah, he was in Doctor Who. That's where I knew him from. But I was surprised to see him in here. But yeah, overall, this was great. I definitely recommend to see it in theaters.
All right, so basically we're going to give this movie a see it in theaters rating. We both thought it was a very good movie, and also just like with all the other Marvel movies, there's something at the end of the credits, and there's also something in the middle. So please stay afterwards. I won't give too much away, but the middle credits kind of leads up to something that's going to happen in the next Marvel project. But anyway, stay after the credits, and if you have seen Thor, go ahead and tell us what you thought of it. We greatly appreciate it, and thank you very much for watching.